Good evening, everyone. Today we are having another session with Srinivasan sir. Those who are new to this session, I will introduce a little. Srinivasan sir is director at Saraswati Research Center, also president of the Ramasethu production movement in India, member of the board of directors of the World Association for Vedic Studies. Good evening, sir. I am giving the stage to you. Please continue. I will be in the backstage. If you need anything, let me know.
सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा. Start with the PPT. Look, it is a continuation of the same session. We are dealing with 958 symbols, so-called graphemes of the test script, and about 150 field symbols for pictorial motifs. To treat them as allographs and compress them into 20 or 25 alphabets of phonemes is to lose information that is sought to be conveyed by these very specific symbols. Even though they are written on very small sized seals or tablets, about say less than 2 inches square, or 2 by 1 rectangles, or about 3 centimeters mostly on tablets. And so the information conveyed is also precise. So why should the scribe be writing these particular symbols to communicate only one phoneme? No. I think he's trying to communicate the word itself, the visual symbol, the pictograph. The pictograph represents a word or a similar sounding word called rebus. He is trying to convey information. So every symbol and its variants and the ligatures attached to these symbols must be respected, because the scribe is trying to communicate some information. So it will be tragic to ignore this information and to cluster them together into alphabets. It's wrong in my view. So look at here each of these symbols. Take for instance the symbol numbered as 454 in the Indus script cryptogram, which is a flowing symbol superscripted with a platform, a matter. The next symbol is 455, which has 3 triangles joined together like a trefoil. Then the next symbol is a trefoil with a superimposed with a platform. The next symbol is a trefoil ligated with a rice plant. Next is a trefoil superscripted with a lid of a jar. Then next is a hill range of 3 hilltops. Then 461 or 2 hilltops mirrored each other, mirroring. The next 462 or 3 hilltops, hill range, superscripted with a ficus glomerata leaf. Very specific. Then next 453 is a clear range of 3 hillocks or hills. Similarly, let us come to the next, the bottom line. Some kind of a stylized presentation of a crook or drawing from a high branch of a tree. Then next is a 466. 466 is a crook circumscribed by 4 small 2 strokes. Next is a crook ligated with 3 small strokes. Next is ligated with 4 small strokes in an angle. Next is a crook ligated with just 4 strokes. So there are very clear variations, but ligature is emphatic. How can you ignore the literature and treat it as an algraph? It is not possible. So same thing goes for the next slide. Next, please. Now, look at this. Like claws of a crab or tongs or pincers. A pincer. Two pincers joined together. This pincer ligated with some kind of a tail. A triangle mirrored a pincer with the emphasis on the two edges of the pincer. Then another pincer with highlighting the triangle part of it. Then a pincer joined together. Two mountains joined together. The next sign with a ligature of a lid or a small little ingot. Next line, the variations is adding one more stroke or two strokes or four strokes or four strokes plus a triangle ligature. A rhombus attached to a L type with the three strokes emanating on top and bottom. Then a clear case of a claw or tongs. Then tongs reversed. Then two tongs mirroring each other. Then a tong with a lid ligature on top. Next, third line, fine modifications are made with a small little notch at the bottom or with a long linear stroke or some kind of an ingot or two ingots very clearly shown. And then it's accompanied with four short strokes, then three strokes, then a tail attached to the edges of the tongs. Then next time modifies it further with showing three tails or three ends. The next is a rectangle shaped sluice with a rice plant on top as a ligature. The next one is the same kind of sluice with a sprout as a ligature. Then is a very clear sluice being shown with an arrow indicating some kind of a flow. Then a sluice with some kind of a platform, angular platform. Then a sluice type ligature with a top structure. Next shows again an arrow showing kind of a flow of a sluice, water or some liquid in the sluice. Then the same sluice circumscribed by two linear strokes on either side. It goes on like this. So every one of the modifications that sought to be made in a symbol has to be recognized as conveying some information that cannot be ignored. Next, please. Then same two sluices with two arrows and then ligatures of a tail and two strokes on top. Then another is a liquid measure. Liquid measure circumscribed by two linear strokes. Liquid measure circumscribed by four short strokes. Liquid measure with ligature with that pincer with an ingot. Then liquid measure showing some kind of a filling with two horizontal strokes repeated in the next symbol structure. Then same symbol structure with two linear strokes, two short strokes, notches on top. Then three linear strokes of a rectangle, three rectangles, one rectangle, another rectangle with two notches, another rectangle with some kind of a short structure in line, could be a mint. within a compound. Then next rectangle with 2 horizontal strokes. Next rectangle with 4 horizontal strokes. The next one, a rectangle with accompanied with some kind of a knob, like some kind of a seal, mimicking a seal. Then another rectangle with smoke or flows emanating on 3 sides. Another is a structure, could be like a pillar with a base. Another could be some kind of a peg. The third line, we have got squares in a rectangle, divisions of a rectangle. The divisions of a rectangle attached to a linear stroke. 2 rectangles with divisions. Then 2 rectangles joined together. 2 rectangles joined together with a division. So it's indicating about 3 parts, something like a temple. Then reverse image of the temple next time. Then same temple sign inlaid with a rimless part symbol. Then rectangle with 4 linear strokes, short strokes. Rectangle with square with 4 short strokes attached to a linear stroke. A rectangle with a flow and with a corner indicated. Then next one, 2 rectangles with 2 strokes, 4 short strokes on top and bottom. Next, only 1 rectangle with 2 strokes on top and bottom. 3 strokes on top and 2 strokes on bottom. 3 strokes on top, 3 strokes on bottom. 4 strokes on top, 3 strokes on bottom. So some information is ought to be conveyed by the precise way of writing down the ligatures. Next, please. What we are seeing is the 958 so-called symbols listed in the so-called cryptogram. Rectangle with variations in the ligatures inside, inserts on the top line, variety of inserts. Then one X sign, which is something like a 4 thorns joined together into a structure called X. Something like a cross, a dhatu. Then the X sign with a long linear stroke, X sign with the Litt sign on top, ligature, X sign with the platform on top, X sign with 2 short strokes on 4 components of the X, then one X sign with a linear stroke, 1 horizontal stroke, and a platform on top. Then the Litt with the X sign in line. Then next is a combination of 4 ingots joined together. Then 6 ingots joined together. Next sign. Next X sign with 2 linear strokes, but vertical. Then vertical linear strokes. Next sign with a arrow upside down. Then the same X sign with 2 linear strokes circumscribed by a rectangle on top. This was like a Swiss on top. The next sign, the same X sign with 2 linear strokes circumscribed by 2 curves on either side. Then same sign circumscribed by 4 short strokes of 2 strokes each, miniature strokes each. Then another X sign with borders indicated, unjoined at the top, then joined in the next sign. Then X joined with a rice plant, X with the 3 mountain range symbol on one edge. The last line, last row, we got 3 rimless parts, 2 rimless parts, 2 rimless parts with 2 ladles, a rimless part with 2 short strokes, and the Litt, rimless part with 2 short strokes, rimless part with 3 short strokes, and so on. Next, please. So what I'm trying to convey is that the ligatures are so precise that some information sought to be conveyed by the scribe. We have got to unravel that. So it will be a total error to treat them as allographs. Then we are clearly a ladle shown in a rimless part with some kind of a ladle shape changed, or a tail attached to one edge of the rimless part, or a tail emerging from the rimless part, or a sprout emerging from the rimless part, a rimless part with inlaid with an X, rimless part inlaid with a spoked wheel, a rimless part inlaid with some kind of flag, upside down, flag upside, next time. So like this, each of these signs has a clear indication that has got to be respected. Now we can see the next in this slide, the rims of a jar. This sign is incredibly important because it accounts for about 10% of all the sign occurrences in all the inscriptions of 9,000 inscriptions of the Karpara. The two rims of the jar ligated with two tails and two short strokes. Then a rim of a jar ligated with some kind of a fist. Rim of a jar inlaid with a spoked wheel and two harrows. Then a rimless part with two fists like a mustika. Then the same mustika of a rimless part inlaid with a spoked wheel. A spoked wheel within a rimless part which is emerging with two rice plants. So it's a rimless part ligated with two rice plants and a spoked wheel. Then rimless part with two rice plants emerging from either end. Then same rice plants emerging from the rimless part with an X inside. Next line, a fist with a ladle. A rimless part with rice plants ligated with some kind of a stroke. Then long stroke, linear stroke, next line. Next sign with a curve, two curves joined together. Then a curve or a bud, flower bud, ligated with a rice plant. A flower bud ligated with a rice plant and also one string of a bead and string. A fist ligated with two harrows. A rice plant ligated with two harrows in the shape of a rimless part. A rimless part with a tail, rimless part with two arrows. So a variant of a rimless part with fish. Rimless part with a fish plus some kind of a ladle upside down. Or two ends of the rimless part ligated with a ficus leaf inlaid with some kind of a class of a crab. Class of a crab laid into a rimless part topped by two ficus glomerata. Then rimless part ligated with a Litt sign on either side. Two Litt signs on either side. Two Litt signs with a class of a crab. Three Litt signs topped by small little circles, and at the middle some kind of a ladle. Last line, last row, same variation of the previous sign. A variation showing precisely the ficus glomerata shape on the three edges. Then three lids on three components of the rimless part plus ladle. Then the next is a rainbow shape, like an ingot, a bun ingot shape. Two bun ingots with short notches. Then two curves with a short, small lozenge, small ingot maybe, a small ingot with four strokes emerging, a small ingot with three strokes on top. Next, please. Now, what I'm trying to convey is, even though we are dealing with the same fine-ended two ends of a ingot of a bun ingot shape, you got a variety of ligatures, variety of additions that are made. For example, the claws of a crab look like an ingot ligature with the tongue, or two claws of a crab, or an ingot inlaid with a rice plant, an ingot inlaid with a rice plant circumscribed by 4 short strokes. Then an ingot inlaid not with a rice plant but with a sprout. A sprout with 4 short strokes are circumscribed. Then one large ingot, the short ingot inside. One large ingot with a square inside. Large ingot, the rhombus inside. Large ingot with a slash with a linear stroke and a lead. A large ingot with a rhombus sign. Large ingot, rectangle with squares. So there is precisely the scribe is trying to communicate information. That information cannot be lost in any process of decipherment. Third line, third row, an ingot shape with two E signs, like a currycomb, two currycombs. Our next sign, 817, highlighting the corner of the top, almost like a guriginja, like a Abrus picatorius. Then a circle with 4 divisions. Then a circle or almost a rhombus with about 6 strokes, like a spoke of a wheel or a potter's wheel, 2 potter's wheel. One potter's wheel enclosed by 2 linear strokes on either side. The variant of the wheel. A rhombus, ingot shape, inlaid with X. Ingot shape, inlaid with some kind of a cross pattern, something like a basket. Next one, ingot shape with highlighting the corner with some flame emerging. So like this, the information is sought to be conveyed with some precision by the ligature process. The ligatures have to be given due importance. They cannot be treated as allographs. That's why it's sufficient. Next, please. Now, same thing. Look at the variations that are taking place. Now, look at the sign 840. 2 ingots seem to join together. They could also by 2 linear strokes. Next row, 2 ingot shapes or bracelets with slanted strokes on both. Then a rhombus sign with a slash with a slanted stroke. A rhombus sign. Rhombus sign with a slanted stroke on the right. 2 slanted strokes on the left. 4 strokes, 4 short strokes on 4 sides of the rhombus. Then circumscribed by 4 short strokes. Then circumscribed by 2 linear strokes. Inlaid with 1 short stroke, notch. Third row, a rhombus sign inlaid with some kind of a mint structure. Rhombus sign inlaid with a peg. Rhombus sign inlaid with a flag. Rhombus sign ligature with a rice plant. Rhombus sign highlighting the corner. Rhombus sign highlighting the corner with tails on both sides. Rhombus sign, the corner with the sprout emerging on one side. 3 sprouts emerging on right side. 2 plus 2 sprouts emerging from the corner. The last row, again the corner with the 3 rice plants emerging. Then with 1 slanted stroke at the bottom of the rhombus. Slanted stroke plus some kind of a lid of a jar attached to the corner. All the entire side circumscribed by 4 short strokes. Now look at the precision that sought to be achieved by these ligatures. How can we ignore that information? I submit that's got to be read. Every single ligature, every single figure, visual language component, every single pictograph which constitutes the composition of the symbol must be recognized and read. Then only the decipherment is complete. Next, please. Look at the additional variations achieved on the same rhombus sign. 4 corners indicated. 4 corners of the rhombus circumscribed by 4 short strokes. 4 corners of the rhombus inlaid with 4 notches. 4 corners of the rhombus side inlaid with a spoked wheel. Then the bow. Then the bow with 3 strokes. The bow with an arrow. 2 bows with 2 arrows. A bow with an arrow circumscribed by 4 short strokes. This is a circumscript. Then sign 899, curve. 890, 900, curve on the right side. Right ending curve, left ending. Curve with a notch, sign 01. Curve with a corner or a flag. A curve with a small little plant emerging or sprout emerging. 2 curves. 2 curves with a short notch. 2 curves mirrored. 2 curves mirrored with 3 short strokes on top and 3 short strokes at bottom. 4 curves. 3 curves upside down. 1 curve inlaid in short strokes, 4 short strokes. Then 7 curves. Then a curve with ligatures of 2 strokes circumscribed by 4 short strokes. Then a curve and upside down. Then 4 curves. 3 curves with pointing to the pupils of eyes. The 2 pupils of eyes. 1 pupil of eye. 1 pupil of eye mirrored. 9 to 1. 9 to 2, the slash. Next, please. With a flow, 975. The flow circumscribed by 4 short strokes. Flow with a small little tooth ligature. And some kind of a architectural feature with 2 short strokes. A canopy with 5 strokes, a canopy with 2 horizontal strokes, slash, and a top lid. Next one, a fish together with a bird with a split tail, all enclosed by 2 parentheses. A clear example of hieroglyphs. A rectangle, small rectangle. Next one, 941. 942 is an obverse of sign 940. 943, a slight variation of the bird sign. Here, the fish sign is ligated with the sign that we saw before of some kind of a sluice top. The entire thing enclosed by 4 short strokes. Then 4 short strokes enclosing 2 linear strokes and a spoked wheel. 945. 946 is a composition of a ingot with a notch plus a thread with some kind of bead. Both of them enclosed within 4 short strokes. 947 is some kind of a structure enclosed by a flow on either side. Then 952 is remarkable. It shows a very clearly a duck within a circle. Duck within a circle. Like a vartaka. Like a merchant. Vartaka. Duck. Vrittam. Vritti, profession. Merchant profession. Now next, 953 is a variation of a palm squirrel, which becomes the famous sign signifying the taste in car, the master. 956, some kind of a sprout or a plant or a rice plant. Next is some kind of a structure which may or may not signify a horse hoof. And last 958 sign is some kind of a hillock tagged to a adds with a V sign irrigation. Now we are seeing 958 symbols. How can these 958 symbols be reduced to 20 or 25 alphabets? Clearly, the indication is to convey the flora and the fauna and the objects with which the scribe is very familiar during the Bronze Age, creating a writing system of visual language of the symbols signifying words of his language, the AC Bhasha or guild speech, and communicating some information, some message. For example, the message of 952 is Vartaka. He's a merchant profession. His vritti is Vartaka. So that duck sign is so clear and it becomes a unique sign, a unique construction that is sought to be achieved by this writing system. So now we have gone through this 958 so-called text script symbols. See, because when the concordance lists were made by Escobar-Polar, Mahadev and other people, starting from Marshall, they clearly identified two components. One is the field symbol with a lot of information in pictures. The second is the text script, which contain what they call signs. So the signs are also pictographs, field symbols also are pictographs. Now we will look at the same field symbols, like rhinoceros, like a tiger, like a unicorn, like a bull, like a buffalo, like a rhinoceros, or a lid of a jar, or the rimless part, or rim of a pot, and so on. So all these are conveying information in field symbols. So sometimes it's very difficult to distinguish between a field symbol and a sign. For example, take swastika. Is it a field symbol? No, because 5 swastikas alternating appears in one tablet. Alternating 5 swastikas. So they got to be read together. 5 swastikas must be read. Similarly, a tiger just standing in front of a feeding trough, or a tiger looking back, antelope looking back, tiger looking back and up, but a person sitting on a tree like a spy, or a tiger jumping up. All these are very clear, action-oriented information that is conveyed through field symbols. We'll go to the field symbols. Next, please. Now, look at this field symbol, which becomes a script sign. H1139. It's got two parts, part A, part B. Obverse and reverse. Contains some information in a text script. And the tails of the fish are clearly shown to be two logs joined together, like a catamaran, like a dhow, like a double canoe. So it's a fish joined to a double canoe. And the fish eye is very clearly shown. Then the same type of this folded skin, the fish scales of the body are seen on a Ujjain coin, identical, with the two tails very clearly shown, with almost like a rod-like. They are like two logs joined together. So it's a signification of a catamaran or a double canoe joined together with the fish scales and the fish eye. This is what H1139 A and B communicate. Now let's go through that. So I would submit that this is a conclusive evidence of Anchu, iron, cognate Amshu Soma. Amshu means Soma in Rigveda. Anchu is the fish scale. Next, please. Fish scales of the Ujjain copper coin fused with a double Kano signifier in the tradition of the H113 legacy of orthography. A conclusive proof of the Indus script continuum in wealth creating ancient mints from Taksha to Anuradhapura from 6th century before Common Era. Next, please. Now let us go through the fish sign H. (1139). You can see other two tablets of the fish with a clear indicator eye with the fish sign in line. So the fish shape with two tails very clearly shown is inscribed with a fish sign and two short strokes, two long strokes. So within the inscription, it's inscribed within the fish shaped tablet. Now we can see another seal from the Indian Museum, which shows a short-horned bull ligature to a one-horned unicorn with the emphasis on the throat. On top of it is the typical fish sign with fish scales and fish fin. Is it a sign or is it a field symbol? Some people treat it differently as field symbols, or one treats that as a field symbol plus a sign. Fish sign, fish scale sign. So fish scales in the script are IS. IS is fish scale. IS is iron. IS alloy metal. So orthography of 1139 signifies Sangada, joined parts. Fish joined to two Kano, double Kano. Joined parts as a trade load. What is a trade load? IS alloy metal. Alloy metal is the cargo carried on the double Kano. That is the message conveyed by this Anchu iron Amsu Soma. The fish scales. IS is fish scales. IS in a number of languages, Indo-European also, signifies either iron or metal, or alloy metal in Rigveda. Next, please. Now see the components of the inscription, text script inscription of the fish scales of H1139. It's very difficult to read, legibility is very unclear. You can make a guess about the signs. One reading is that the flag is indicated Rajapata, TIWAT, iron smelter. Because there clearly the rim of a jar is shown, sign 342, Karnaka, Karana, dispatch or trade, Karana, scribe or account. Then the Karicom, which the sign is shown, perhaps, Karado, Karicom. Similar sounding word, Karada, a book or wealth accounting ledger. Then the fish scales we have seen, eyes, scales of fish in Bengali. Aisa, fish, flesh, fish scales, Korea. Compared to the Aryan language, 1, 2, 5, 6. Rebus readings are IS, alloy metal, iron metal, steel. Latin, IS, iris, Asis, Gothic, ice, Thema, Isa, Old German, iron, Gothic, Eisen, Modern German, Eisen, steel. Latin, Is, iris, or Asis, Gothic, ice, Thema, ice, Old German, iron, Eisen, Modern German, Eisen. So either steel or alloy metal or iron is ought to be indicated by this ice scales of fish, which becomes a cargo on the double Kano. Next, please. Now the wild animals are shown in front of a trough. The field symbols. What is the indication of the trough? What is the word that they were using for the trough? You must identify that. Is it patra feeding trough? Or patti, striped stuff, striped pot? Pattar, Goldsmith Guild, or Patti Goldsmith. Wild buffalo is Arana. Silver sounding word is Arana Smithy. Ox is Bharat or Balad, ox. Silver sounding is Bharata, Bharat, metal alloy. 5 copper, 4 zinc, and 1 tin. Kanda is rhinoceros. Kandamrugam. Silver sounding, Kand. Tools, pots, and pans, metalware. Polar, Pull, tiger. Polupuli, Telugu. Pull, working in iron. Pulla, guild master. Pull hair smelter. Pull hair smithy. Entwined tigers. Salika, entwined. Shalika, village of artisans. Entwined tigers showing an artisan village. It is all from the field symbols. Next one, Mileka, goat. Mel, goat. Similar sounding word, Milako, copper. Nechamuka, copper. Sanskrit. Kunt, Brahmani, bull. Nakivar, Gujarati. Kunt, corner, direction. Similar sounding words, Kunt is community, guild. Another way of looking at the Zebu or the Brahmani bull is Poda, Zebu. Similar sounding word is Poda, magnetite war. And Markor sign, Vindal, Markor, Torvali, Meadow, ram or sheep, Gujarati, KDL 1020. Similar sounding word, med, ayan, Mundarika, and Horo. Kande, year of millet, maize. Similar sounding words, Kanda equipment. Then the young bull or unicorn, it's got one horn, is a Konda, young bull. Konda is a circular hamlet. Kunda is a lathe. Kundana is gem setting. Shringi is forward thrusting spiny horn. Singi is ornament gold. Ayo, fish. Similar sounding word, Aya, alloyed metal. And crocodile, Karu, car, Kashmiri blacksmith. Together, crocodile and fish, Ayaskara, alloy metal, smith. So the indication of words couldn't as a community, Kanda as instrument or implement, together with this pot or a feeding trough in front of these animals, signifying a guild, is a clear indication. A Rosetta Stone evidence that indicating that the field symbols of this elephant, rhinoceros, tiger, and so on, elephant and so on, signify wealth resources. Wealth resources of the guild of smiths, guild of artisans. Now you can see the Chandradhara seal, which shows some kind of a huge structure. Looks like a double axe in front of the court. Next, please. So the monkeys, elephants, water buffalo, which are shown on the Naramsin grand pillar. It's a story conveyed of the wealth of the Shalamaneser III receiving tributes from Usiri. These animals are wealth categories. They are offered as tributes. The monkeys are tributes. Unicorns are tribute. Wild ox is a tribute. They are offered to Shalamaneser III. So the Akkadian inscription shows they are tributes. So why are the animals tributes? Because in the Meluga script, they are rebus renderings of wealth categories. So the Shalamaneser black obelisk is with these animals of the Indus script is a clear indication that these field symbols of animals signify wealth categories. I submit that the Shalamaneser black obelisk is a Rosetta Stone of the Indus script. indicating that the field symbols used in the script are wealth categories. Okay, next please. Now we can see the extent of the travel that has taken place from Meluha through Persian Gulf into Elam, into Mesopotamia, and even beyond, into Anatolia. This is structure, the map of the contact area of the Sarasvati-Sindhu civilization, which has produced the Indus script corpora. So the map of the Akkadian Empire is the recipient of information of the seals from Meluha through the Indus script. Next, please. The Shalmaneser obelisk. Let us spend a little time. The animals offered as tributes include a number of monkeys. Here are two monkeys. One is an old monkey. Another is a monkey that looks like a woman. A woman dressed like a monkey. Or a monkey dressed like a woman. They are signifiers from Musri, which are Meluha Indus script hieroglyphs, which indicate wealth resources as detailed as tributes to Shalmaneser III. I submit that the Shalmaneser III obelisk is a Rosetta Stone which validates Indus script corpora as robust wealth accounting ledgers. So, Indus script is a wealth accounting system. Karna, wealth accounting system. In Tamil, Kannada means accounting system. Tolkappiyam. Next, please. These are the four sides of the Shalmaneser black obelisk. The third row is the row of tributes from Shri. Camels are shown, elephant is shown, one-horned young bull is shown, a bison is shown, an antelope is shown, and monkeys are shown. Monkeys and apes are shown. While the four layers list tributes of gold, ivory, spears, tin, bronze compound, bronze casseroles, etc., the third layer of Musiri tributes from top of the obelisk contains images of animals plus tribute bearers. Tribute bearers handling the monkeys and carrying them together, or handling the elephant, carrying it forward. These are all tributes being taken to Shalmaneser. It's a huge obelisk in the British Museum. Next, please. He is the king of Assyria, 858 BC. A little more detail. We have seen that image of the two monkeys. The Akkadian cuneiform inscription reads, tribute of the land of Musri, camels whose backs are two humps, a river ox, buffalo, elephants, monkeys, apes. I received from Musri. Next, please. This is Desi Bhasha. Meluha. Indians speak Bund, linguistic area for language union words. Karaba is a camel. Karaba also is a young elephant. Kalaba is a young elephant. Kar, Iba, Kariba. Karahu, Karhu, Karhau, Karahu. Young elephant or camel. Kalaba, young elephant. Kalaba, young calf. Kalud, young buffalo or bullock or heifer. Kalambaya, young elephant. Karaha, camel, old Marwadi. Karaba, Kar, Iba, iron. Karumbon, black iron. One of the monkeys is Ratni. Ratni is a word, a term given to the female monkey, habited dressed like a woman, Marathi. So she is Ratni. What is the equivalent word? Ratna. Ratna is attribute. Ratna is wealth. In Rigveda, Agnimele Purohitam, very first verse of the Rigveda talks about Ratna. Ratna Datamam. Agni, Ratna giver. Wealth giver. Next, please. Now let us take a diversion in the orthography of anthropomorphs. Ram's horns. In one case, a ram's horns ligated with a boar on top as the head, and on the chest, one horn, young bull, unicorn. And symbols are written in Brahmi. The horns of the ram are very clear. The boar is very clear. Badiya is a castrated boar. Badi is a labor word. It signifies a caste of people who work in both iron and wood. Meda is a ram. Meadow is a merchant. Desi Ramamala. So it signifies some kind of a merchant dealing with wood and iron. Meadow is a curved horn. Meadow is a ram. Medath is iron. Then the Mantrapama is shown with spread legs. Karnaka in Atharvaveda is dual, 2 legs spread out. Atharvaveda 20.133.3. Neighbor's word is Karnika, having a helm, a steersman. Kulakarani, accountant, scribe. Ayo, fish. Ayas, alloy metal. Ayo, meadow, metal merchant. Aya, meda, metal expert. Brahmi text. Samadaga symbol. The Brahmi text reads Ki Maji Da. That of Maji Da. Sa Da Da Ya. Sadya. One who takes part in the assembly. Spectator. Majika is a boatman. Maji is a boatman. Maji is a steersman. Maji is steersman. Maji a boatman. I am reading the Brahmi text on the anthropomorph. Manji, boatman. So boatman assembly. Badiya boar, badi worker in iron. These all the symbols are identified and the anthropomorphs. Next, please. So these are all field symbols. Look at this. From a tablet, M429. That side, C, contains a crocodile catching a fish, the fin of a fish. Ayo fish, Aya iron, alloy metal, plus Karu crocodile, Telugu, so sounding Karu artificer. So go together, Aya Karu, alloy metal artificer, Aya Kara, iron smith. Karu, wild crocodile alligator, Telugu, Karu crocodile, Telugu, Karam, Raha, a species of alligator, Mudarai Vagai in Tamil, Mudayum, Vidan Karungaramu, Karamum, Kunjipati, male alligator, An Mudalai, Karu Mosali, wild crocodile, Rebus, Karu artisan, Karu artisan, Kar, blacksmith. So, alloy metal, smith. Aya Karu is signified by this combined symbol, visual language of the crocodile catching a fish of a fin. Fish of a fin is Kamata, 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 workshop, alloy metal workshop, alloy metal mint. Next, please. Now look at another brilliant bronze image made of cerebral dew. The portrait head of a Sargon the Great, made of cerebral dew last wax technique, possibly dated to about 2300 before Common Era. 12 inches. Iraq Museum, Baghdad. An extraordinary example of the technology achieved in the Bronze Age using the last wax technique method. Bronze head mask of Sargon or Ramasetu. Next, please. The same picture of the Ramasetu mask. Sargon or Ramasetu are occurred. Akkadian Romanized as Sharugi, also known as Sargon the Great, was the first ruler of the Akkadian Empire. There are very clear links of him with Meluha. The so-called Mask of Sargon of restoration in 1936. The braided hair and royal bun, reminiscent of the headgear of the Meskalmdug, Yenatum, or Ashkumari of the Ur tomb finds, are particularly visible. On stylistic grounds, it is now thought to represent Sargon's grandson, Ramsin, rather than Sargon himself. Okay. What is from Agada? The inhabitants of Meluha are characterized as people of the Black Mountains, according to Cooper. Next, please. This Sargonic inscription refers to the word Melukam, Elam, and Nemuru. So Meluha is clearly mentioned in this tablet. Sargonic inscription. Akkadian. Uniform text. Next, please. Royal Sargonic inscription. The text was copied from Sargon royal inscription on a statue in the Ur III, early period, Babylon period. Magan was at Oman, the Iranian side of the Gulf. Meluha or Melukka was the Indus Valley civilization or Sarasvati-Sindhu civilization. This is one of the fairly few references to the Saraswati civilization on tablets. This is from the Shri collection. Next, please. First hieroglyphic inscription from Western Crete. The drawing of the inscription is here. I see some memories of the Indus script in this Crete inscription. Maybe I am wrong. But the inscriptions on the tin ingots are clearly Indus script. They are not Cretan. Next, please. So the Cretan inscription is clearly different from the Indus script inscription. The Cretan inscription has not been fully read. So it will be wrong to assign Cretan script to the inscriptions found on tin ingots found at Haifa. Next, please. The Changadaro seal, C23, shows a double axe. I submit as a signifier of the wood and iron merchant. Next, please. Why do you say a wood and iron merchant? Because of the field symbol of animal shown. It shows both, the seal shows both the body, what axe, Vado, merchant, Vado, worker in iron and wood, Vadoria, expert in working in wood, Badi, a caste, work in both iron and wood, Vadoye, a carpenter, worker in wood, and also the animal, Breka, or Medath, Mindal, either a Markor or a goat, and a man holding bow and arrow on either side. Kamata, Kamatio, bowman, Kamata workshop. So, axe workshop. Merchant of the iron axe merchant. Next, please. Now the symbol can be, the inscription can be read, Milaku Dala, copper shield. Body what axe, Dula pair, Dul metal casting, Body metal caster merchant, Vado worker in iron and wood. Some comparable double act images. Next, please. Field symbol is a Mereka goat, Milaku copper, plus tile, holy tile, coal working in iron or coal lace smelter. The large double axe shape may be an orthographic styling of a shield or the shape found in Sinoli, Dhala, shield, large in God, outside. Thus, the pictorial motif is red reverse in Melaga's speech from Milakku Dhala, copper shield. I read it as copper shield. Milakku Dhala. Next, please. Kamata, bow and arrow, Kamata mint, Kamata workshop, company. Each of the signs can be read. You can go through it carefully. Dhala shield, Koda 1, wood workshop, Ficus leaf, Lova, Ficus loberata, Low copper, Kara ear, Kar ear, Rebus, Karu artificer, Lankashala mint, 3 slanted strokes, Kolmo 3, Kolmi smithy forge, plus Dhala slope, incline, Dhala shield, large in God, plus large in God, outside in God, for smithy forge. Or it can be a rhombus sign, Muh in God, Lankashala, inline, plus in God mint. And the last sign 175, ladle and pot, Mukha ladle, Rebus, Muha, furnace produce, Bata rimless pot, Bata iron, Bata furnace. Both bead, Pota, metal infusion. Ingot, metal infusion, iron furnace. So thus, metal infusion, iron furnace, copper artificer, mint, bronze workshop is the inscription. Next, please. Continue with symbols. Go to an ornamental appendage to the border of a cloth. Look at the shape. Similar sounding word is gota, ferrite ore, laterite, or gota can be gold, braid, or gota, a mass of metal and rod of old metal melted down in got or wedge. Then Sal splinter, Sal workshop, and sign 267, Kanach corner, Kanach bronze, Kanchu bronze, well metal, infixed partition rectangle. Ingot could be ingot rod. Then the archer we have seen, Kamata bow and arrow, Kamata mint, Kamata workshop. Konkani. Next, please. So wealth accounting ledger is documented. Same thing goes for the semantics of the field symbols related to science in Green Corpora with 9,412 inscriptions in 5 volumes. All these 9,000 inscriptions are accounting system related to metalwork, woodwork, wealth creating categories, wealth categories. But each of these signs, each of these symbols, field symbols, text script can be read as I have indicated below. So it's a samasa, a composition, combined words to create expressions. Samasa karna, to amalgamate many words into one compound word. That's what the scribe is attempting to do by combining field symbols, combining ligatures with symbols. Next, please. Now, in these 5 volumes which have been produced so far, photographic inscriptions. The total number is 9,412. Volume 1 contains 1,537 inscriptions. Volume 2 contains 2,138 inscriptions. Volume 3 contains 2,039 inscriptions, maybe or 2010. Volume 3.2 contains 1,348 inscriptions. Volume 3.3, fourth volume, fifth volume, contains 2,350 inscriptions. Total inscriptions in all these 5 volumes is 9,412. The test script with signs and field symbols with one or more animals or geometric motifs are typical characteristic of many inscriptions of Indus corpora. Bhaskar has made significant contributions in 2 papers, analyzing the patterns of associations between signs and field symbols in terms of directionality or isotropy, or placement of symbols, and variations in particular field symbols such as tiger or goat turning back, or a rhinoceros elephant thrown in front of a standard device or a sign. The illustrations of Indus inscriptions selected by Bhaskar are presented in the monograph. 2 monographs is given, which are linked in Harappa. URL given. Next, please. Now look at this sign. Look at this inscription. A circle with a plus sign. A turning goat is a semantic expression for sign 99, which signifies saw, splinter. Rebus word, tula, tul, metal casting. Thus a metal casting blacksmith. With a goat looking back, Ramara, turn back, Kamar, Dharmara, a blacksmith. Rigveda, Dharmara, artisan. Manu, Vajasnai Samhita, blacksmith. Mechanic artificer, Morier Williams. Thus, sign 99 signifies metal casting work of a blacksmith. Next slide shows a rhombus sign signifying the arrow with in the corner and together with the splinter, sign 99. What type of metal casting? Well metal casting. Panchu. Corner. Panchu. Well metal. Sal splinter, thus well metal casting. Metal casting. Okay. Next, please. Same inscription continue. Poru, sprout. Or a bud. Poru is a bar of metal. Rebus word. Pola is a tile. Poli is a tile. DEDR 2135. Pol is working in iron. Blacksmith. Pol hay is smelter. Ramara is look back. Kamar, blacksmith. Reka, mel, coat. Telugu. Rahui. Simple sounding word. Rebus, melako, copper. Pali. Sark is a potter's wheel. Pashto. Rebus, arka, copper, gold. Thus copper, gold, blacksmith. Metal casting workshop. Sal, splinter, sal workshop. Metal casting workshop. Dul is dul to cast metal. It's very clear. So the 2 short strokes is not a linear count of 2 count. It's a numerical word. Dula, 2, dul, metal casting. There can be optional reading of a bracelet with 2 ingots joined together, or a anklet. Kanda is 4, Kanda is implements. Next, please. More inscriptions, 5 of them. Semantics of the signs fronting the field animals. So the standard of device or the field interrupt is replaced by the symbol of a rice plant. Rice plant signifies a category. Kolmo, Kolimi, Smithy Forge. Kolmo rice plant, Kolimi, Smithy Forge. So Smithy Forge of a one-horned young bull singing Honda. Konda young bull, Konda circular hamlet bulge, or throat, Reka, Melaka, throat, Melaka Company, Goldsmith Company, Ornament Goldsmith Company, Milakku Copper Company, Coppersmith Company, Ornament Goldsmith Company, or gem setting Goldsmith Company. So the primary evidence of the seal imagery in each setting was other participants indicating administrative role performed by the visual language pictographs. So the Smith, and the wealth components of the wealth accounting ledgers indicated these inscriptions are very clearly identified by the rebus readings in Meloha, Desi language, or guild speech. Next, please. Now look at this. Standardizing the graphic symbol of a dotted circle, dot circumscribed by a circle, is a profession of a blacksmith workshop, of a steel smelter. A in Kota, closer direct is 7. Rebus is Erugu, steel, Yakku, steel. Kudi is center of circle, Kuti is smelter. Vritti is circle, Vitti is profession. Thus, steel smelter profession. M1654 ivory cube showing these dotted circles shows the steel smelter profession. As in Navasara 3 description, with the text message, Koda 1 plus Kamari declivity, Rebus, Kamari working of blacksmith, plus code workshop, Koda 1 code workshop, med body, med iron, Koda sluice, code artisans workshop. Thus the entire description M1654 signifies blacksmith workshop with steel smelter professional. That is the significance of the dotted circle. Dotted circle also can be read as Kani, Kana, a drop. Kana means wealth, goods, possessions, wealth. Next, please. Now the fronting the animals is just an arrow. Arrow. What is an arrow? Sign 211, Kanda, arrow. Warrior, Kanda, card, stalker arrow. CDL 3023. Kanda is quantity of iron, excellent iron, Kanda. Thus, ciphertext Kanda arrow signifies Kanda excellent iron, Kanda tools, pots, pans, and metalware. The other signs of the descriptions are sign 171, mind, rude arrow, or cloud breaker, Marathi. Similar rebus, medath, med iron. Sign 59, fish, ayo fish, aya fish, rebus, aya iron, ayas alloy metal, ayas iron metal, Rigveda. Iron weapon as an axe, Rigveda. Or gold, called Dragon 2, or Yaska, or steel, IS, Iris, Gothic, IS, Thema, IS, Old German, iron, steel, Eisen. So either iron, steel, or gold, or alloy metal. This ought to be the wealth accounting ledgers as cargo. Implements made of iron. Implements made of alloy metal. Next, please. Now we can see the field symbols are read together with the signs. They are together. Both are pictographs. Both are components of the visual language. They have got to be read as pictographs. You can read the text separately, but you can't ignore the field symbol. Field symbol has to be read together with the script, text script, as we have seen here in these 4 inscriptions. Via fish we have seen, via karu we have seen, Vayaskara blacksmith, Kundar is a turner, Kunda is gold, Vandana is a gem setting, Wanda is a guild, circular hamlet. So the unicorn is both a messenger and also an artisan for the circular hamlet. You have seen a number of circular working platforms. We have the Konda Haba, where Konda Haba is celebrated. Next, please. So again and again we see you can't distinguish or separate the symbols from the signs. Field symbols cannot be separated from the signs. The signs become part of the entire field symbol. The entire composition is a description. Like how can you break up the inscription into 2 categories and read only the script as phonetics and call it decipherment? Not accepted. You must read what is the buffalo. What is that man seeing with the arrow piercing the animal? Pulsa, piercing, thrusting. Kulhe, smelter. Tatar, horns of a buffalo. Tatar, goldsmith, brass worker. Tatara, furnace. Then a mint, shaped like almost like a rhombus. A conchu, a bell metal mint. A mint, a kolimi, a kolel, temple, a kolel smithy forge. Kolel is a temple. With a fish with fins, kamata. Kamata, workshop, Kamata mint. Next, please. Arana bison, Ramasetu. Wild buffalo, Arana. Kolel, temple. Kolel, Smithy. So, Smithy warehouse account, dispatch messenger, signified by unicorn. Brass cargo, Smithy alloy metal cargo, indicated by these 2 inscriptions. You can read through each sign, each field symbol. Sign 342, Kolel temple, Kolel Smithy forge. Ara spokes, Ara brass. Sark, spoked wheel, Arka, copper gold. Next, please. Goldsmith, smithy workshop equipment. Is signified by this inscription of 2 bisons. Kolel temple, Kolel smithy forge. Or it can also be a warehouse kuti, granary factory, or koto warehouse. Kanach corner, consumable metal. 2 bisons standing face to face. Arana, bison, Arana smithy forge. Or it can be balad, balada, 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 head of oxen, balad, ox, barad, balada, barad, ox, 9402, rebus, baran, bharata, mixed alloy of 5 copper, 4 zinc, and 1 tin. Bharatanche bande in Marathi. Mustika, putti, butting. Mustika, a goldsmith. A futuristic encounter. Mustika, mushti. First fighting hand to hand. Sharadu, a boxer. Muttu betting, Mustika, goldsmith. Next, please. Field symbols, science. Field symbols, science. Kanchu, black bulb metal, Kanach corner, cell splinter, cell workshop, metal casting workshop. With the unicorn, with the indicating the pannier. Kantala is cargo boat. Kantala is maritime. Maritime trade activity documented. Of the gem setting throat Velaka company, copper gold company, gem setting company. Next, please. Another inscription M1908 showing a slanted stroke, Kamari declivity, Kamari working of a blacksmith, or Dhala slanted, Dhalaka large ingot, tusk on the face of young animal, Dand, tooth or tusk, Danda, Dantu, collections. Sign 162, Pulmo, rice plant, Polimi, smithy forge. And two of them, Dula, Dul, metal casting, smithy and forge. Then Rimavaja, sign 342, Kanka, Karnika, Karana, Rebus, Rekarani, supercargo, Karana, trade account. Karnika, steersman. Karana, dispatch, messenger, account, trade. Dispatch, messenger, account. Circles on the Pota, young animal, Pota, metal infusion, Pota, Telugu, metal infusion, metal casting, metal pouring. Next, please. Pota. Animal is Pota. Potaraju. Potavritti. Smelting profession. Producing dotted circle, Kana. Drop, dew, or Kana, wealth, goods possessions. Or Dhatu Vritti. Dhatu Pota. Dhatu what? Metallurgy, mineralogy, alchemy. Next, please. Now, look at this. One horn on top of the nose of the unicorn, and 2 ears very clearly shown. There is some emphasis being sought to be given on the word Kara here. Karana. Smithy, tusk on the face of a unicorn, Dand, tooth, tusk, Danda, Dandu, collections. Kara ear, Kar blacksmith. Bata rimless pot, Bata furnace, Bata iron. Column 3, Kolimi, smithy forge. Karado Karicom, Karada, Devuk, Then a slanted stroke with another slanted stroke. Sign 124, Dal slope, inclination, Dalako rolls metal, thus Kanda, a notch. Reverse Kanda implements, thus ingots and implements. Sign 124. Sign 342 we have seen, messenger account trade. Then a flag on in front of rhinoceros. Dayavada flag. Dhavad cast of iron smelters. Dayavada flag. Dayavada cast of iron smelters. Then rice plant, Olmo, Kolimi, smithy and forge. Kolimi is a furnace in Telugu. Then there is a sign 49, one liquid measure, one in ore. So tin, copper, gold, gold smelting, gem setting, cargo, maritime. Next, please. Up in front of the rhinoceros, Pattar Batulu, cast title of all the 5 casts of artificers, Vatla Batulu, the carpenter. Sark is a potter's wheel. Sarka is copper and gold. Sign 301, Sark, potter's wheel. Sarka, copper, gold. Then 2 rhombus joined together, Kara, wristlets, plural. Rebus, Kar, blacksmith, iron worker. Or they can also be seen as metal casting ingots. Dula, 2 metal casting. Ingot, Muha, furnace produce. Same sign 42, reported to Kanka, Karnika, Karana, Karani Supervanko, Karana Messenger Account Trade. Maritime Trade Board, Argo, Copper, Goldsmith, Guild, Metal Castings, Metal Equipment. Next, please.
So this presentation completed.
Yeah. Now we are come to a complete comprehension of the 958 text script signs plus 150 plus symbols. In fact, we have seen a number of other narratives that are shown, like a tiger looking back on top of a tree seated a spy, or tiger bouncing up and a woman holding her, spreading out her hands, holding back the rising tigers, tiger looking back, antelope looking back. Number of narratives. Couple at work with the man working with some kind of a lathe and the woman holding the pot. And one inscription showing a lady with frenzied hair, with fluffy hair. And one old woman with declaring breasts, ligature to the hind part of a bovine, bull ligature to a human being, and with horns. So some messaging is communicated through narratives. Then a part, a rimless part, a rimmed part with a lid on top. A rimless part or rimmed part with 2 or 3 strokes in light. All of them are explained. All of them are narratives. So it's very difficult to distinguish between signs and field symbols. And it will be incorrect to treat them separately. Even if they are treated separately, they must be read together. Because the entire inscription is communicating a message. The decipherment is for the message. Conveyed through a seal or a tablet or even a weapon with inscription. They must all be read together, then only the decipherment is complete. Otherwise, it will become incomplete decipherment. So my submission is this. These 958 symbols identified by the cryptogram method, plus the 150 field symbols, all of them signify an accounting system related to wealth creation activity, wealth ledger keeping activity, and accounting activity related to the work of guild artisans, guild of merchants, indulging in maritime trade. These are all indications validated by Shalamaneser black obelisk, by Akkadian inscriptions in cuneiform texts, with identical or comparable inscriptions of eagles or double eagles or objects themselves showing a ritual axe topped by a tiger and a boar together with a and a berunda, 2 eagles of warrior and a berunda, indicating sovereignty. That's Ganda Berunda, 2 double eagles. Double eagle work related to metal work. So Bronze Age produced a wealth created by metal work, alloying work. The alloying was phenomenal. They were able to alloy different types of ores. They were able to identify the ore qualities, identify the metal qualities, metal characteristics. They documented them. In what language? Their own guild language. Meluha or guild speech, Desi Bhasha. Desi Nabamala is a compendium of Desi words, Prakritam words or ancient words of the guild speech. The Meluha, Mleka, company language, the guild language, it unifies the nation. These language words are found in all languages of the country. So don't try to distinguish between Tamil or Sanskritam or Pali or Prakrit or Konkani or Tulu. But look at it as emanating from one origin. One common origin of these guilds working in 2500 to 1200 before Common Era in the Saraswati civilization area, mainly along the Saraswati bed, which was a flowing river, a maritime route, which linked with the Indian Ocean, linked up Mekong Delta through Brahmaputra, Ganga, Yamuna, through Saraswati, Sindhu rivers, through Persian Gulf, through Tigris Euphrates, right to Anatolia. So the extensive area they extended to the Taksha civilization. From the Sarasvati-Sindhu civilization, related to the bronze wealth creating activities, wealth accounting ledgers. So an accounting system is documented as detailed in the Tolkapiam. The scholars invented Kannada accounting system. This accounting system constitutes the investment. This is my submission. Namaskaram.
Thank you very much for the wonderful session today, sir.
Thank you.
We will close the session today and we will meet you again next week, same
Thank you,
time.
Indus. Namaskaram, Andy. Namaskaram.
Thank you very much, sir. I will end this session. So please viewers, like the video and share with your friends. And also subscribe to our channel. We will continue in the next week. Until then, bye bye. Jai Sri Ram. Jai Ho Bharat.